Welcome back. It's the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM, and it's time to look at the Hume branch of Cricket Albury-Wodonga, where we've just had the last round of action and the finals are kicking off tomorrow. Steve Bennett joins me on the line to give us all the details and all the highlights. Great to have you back on, Steve. How are you?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Dan. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Couple of big scores, couple of low scores, and a couple of really tight games. This last round really had everything. So let's start with the highest score of the round. CAW went a little bit silly with the bat, made 9 for 316 from their 40 overs, and well, the Walla Walla didn't really stand a chance. They came out swinging. They were all out for 184 from 26 overs, so they certainly went for it, but obviously when you go out swinging like that, the wickets, they fall a little bit easier.
Yeah, you're certainly on the back foot from the get-go when you're out chasing 8 and over to win, also against a fairly good quality bowling attack. CAW, it's a very fast ground at Walla Creek at the moment, should be said, but even that aside, anytime you score 300 is a pretty big day. And the veteran Steve Brand leading the way with 125.
Yeah, very good innings there. And for the Rock, it was Todd Hannam made 86. A lot of boundaries hit. Vince Chaffee taking 5 for 22 for CAW as well. And for the Walla Creek, a few taking 2 each. So a good game there. A really, really positive end to the season for CAW. Let's move on to what's looking like it was the match of the round. It was Brock Burham. Well, they had a good win last weekend in the T20 comp to get through to the grand final, and they had another thriller here. 3 bowls remaining was all they had, but they got there 8 for 143, topping Osborne's 6 for 140. Yeah,
and that run chase, they were cruising 2 or 3 wickets down and over 100, and looking like they were just going to do it easy. But credit to Osborne, they obviously fielded quite well and managed to take some wickets. And really forced the issue. Brock just getting there, as you say, with 3 balls to spare. So no, that was a good chase by Brock. You know, it's the good teams get the job done in difficult circumstances. So credit to them for that one.
Then we had some lower scoring affairs. It looks like Holbrook and Walla Walla were pretty keen to move on to the finals and finish this portion of the season. I think it would be fair to say. Holbrook had Henty all out for 36, and they chased that down in 8 overs without losing a wicket. So a pretty quick day in that one at Holbrook.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And as we said with that earlier, you know, as hard as it is to go out and attack 320 runs off your 40 overs, there's not much pressure when it's 1 run and over. So Holbrook, yeah, they cleaned up there. Henty had one of those days that going into finals, I'll just want to put behind them and try not to dwell on too much. No one in double figures, not even the sundries helped. Louis Bowen with 4 wickets and Kieran McCarthy 3 wickets for Holbrook just ripped through them. And for Holbrook, they'll go into the finals with a fair amount of confidence, and Henty will be back to the drawing board this week to get ready for their finals game.
And they only batted for 19 overs and some spare change, 5 extra bowls, so they didn't even make it through 20 overs. But nevertheless, 7 maidens bowled. Ben Parker, he took 2 for 4 and bowled 5 overs. There are just some extraordinary economy figures there from Holbrook's bowlers. So a very good win there from Holbrook. A very easy one, just like it was for Walla. Not quite as easy. They had Rand all out for 76, and they made 3 for 77 in 19 overs.
Yeah, and they did a good job, Walla. They had to come out and win to take top position on the ladder. Rand has played some really good rounds of cricket in the last, certainly since Christmas. They've really been playing very well, but probably Walla had felt that they had a bit more at stake and bowled very well. 3 of their bowlers taking 3 wickets each. 76, not really going to be defendable, especially at this time of the year when the grounds are a little bit quicker. Walla didn't have a lot of trouble there. Lost a couple of wickets. Joel Merkel making 40 with the bat for them. So, they march on into the finals.
So Walla Walla finish on top of the ladder just by that obscure tie that we had a couple of weeks ago. That ended up being the difference. If they'd lost that one, they would have dropped down to 3rd. but they finish on top just ahead of Brock Burham and Osborne, who was separated by very, very little on the quotient. Holbrook in 4th, Henty in 5th, Culcairn in 6th, and then Rand and the Rock-Huron Creek, they are done for the year, so they are going to be enjoying some rest this weekend. But we are marching on to the finals. The top 6 is set, and let's have a look at those matches. We're starting off with Walla taking on Culcairn. So top place Walla, you'll certainly be thinking they'll be pretty keen to go through and win this one and, keep marching on to next week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Walla's the only, under our top 6 system, Walla's the only team that's guaranteed to play week 2. The highest place loser goes through with the winners. So they would then lose their seeding, though. So Walla would really be keen to win. Culcairn have got their, got the wind in the sail, as we talked about the other day with their T20 success. So they'll be really putting it to Walla, and they'll give themselves a red hot chance to knock off the minor premiers. But hard to see Walla not being focused and coming away with the win there.
Okay, so not quite a bye for Walla, but nevertheless can't be knocked out this week. So that should be a good way to kick things off. We've also got Brock Burham taking on Henty. Now, this one should be a great game. Brock Burham in fantastic form. Henty had a little bump in the road this week, but yes, this one should be a cracker.
Yeah, I think it should be a good game. As we said before, Henty just need to put last week behind them and concentrate on what they're doing this week. They always match up pretty well against Brock. These two teams actually played the first grand final in our merge comp a number of years ago when we first came together. So they've got a real history and a rivalry there. You'd think Brock would probably be too strong, but Henty probably got the benefit of perhaps being underestimated going into this match. Okay,
and in our last final, it's Osborne taking on Holbrook.
It's a tough one. Osborne will be at home. Holbrook, again, they've been real improvers in the last couple of months. I think, Osborne at home should start favourites, but Holbrook, they haven't played finals for a season or two. They're really, I was talking to their president, and they're really keen and excited about the opportunity that they've got.
Looking forward to the first round of finals this week. Let's have a look at the seconds because they're starting finals as well. Lockhart finished on top of the ladder at 12-2. Osborne not far behind at 11-4. Culcairn at 9-5. Brock Burham 8-6. And then Henty and Holbrook rounding out the 6. So Oaklands and Walla Walla are done for the year, but we've got some exciting games still to come. This weekend, it's the first round of finals, and we've got Osborne kicking it off against Henty. Should be a good game to start off the final series in the seconds.
Yeah, and in a strange twist, they'll be playing at Henty's home ground. Osborne just having the one ground, and the first to grab that for their final. So that gives Henty a little bit of, perhaps a little bit of home ground advantage. Osborne had a really solid win last week against Brock Burham. So they'll be hoping to be victorious on Saturday, and if they can play to their strengths, they should be. Henty had a loss to Holbrook on the weekend, and they'll be looking to bounce back for sure.
All right, and then we've got Culcairn hosting Brock Burham.
Yeah, this will be a really good game. These two teams are really well matched. As I said, Osborne played Brock Burham on the weekend. I was there. They've got a very good side. They've been able to sort of strengthen their numbers during the season. Got a good opening bat in Jason Weaven and a quite handy bowling attack. Culcairn have been a big improver this year as well. They've really put together more consistent cricket over the season than they probably have in the last couple of years. Culcairn at home should be a good prospect, but I'm going to go with the visitors to pick up this one.
The tips in for the upset there. Lucky last but not least, Lockhart hosting Holbrook.
Yeah, Lockhart, they actually had their first loss for the season on the weekend to Culcairn in a very low-scoring game. I think that will probably be the jolt that they might have needed. They're going to play Holbrook at Lockhart, and it's hard to see anything other than a Lockhart victory. But as we said for the seniors for Holbrook, They're bullish about playing finals. Holbrook didn't have a second side last year, so they've come back into the comp this year. I think it's fantastic they've been able to make finals, and I'm sure they'll be driving to Lockhart with a win on their minds.
All right, big weekend ahead in the Hume branch of Cricket Albury-Wodonga. First weekend of finals kicking off, and the grand final of the T20 series on Sunday as well. Steve, thanks for covering it all off with us. Looking forward to chatting about some results from the first week of finals next week.
Fantastic, Dan. Look forward.